For.
Okay. Where are you coming from?
Maybe I want to tear up the hill.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Filming you.
And again with the aircraft. It's more and more the last couple of years even.
Because the pandemic is winding down or up
It was
or
still going.
around.
It was still going on when there was right in the heat of it.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it's all fake.
Yeah.
Anyway, a subject that came up out of a previous discussion, when we were talking about overall health, and that was pain. People asked me about some of my physical pain because I have a lot of chronic pain. I just don't care. And I learned young about that because one of my earliest debilitating injuries was my knees getting broken, which actually happened in the 4th grade. Both my kneecaps were shattered. And they told me I would never walk right again and all kinds of garbage. And be real careful and try not to use your legs too much. And this is what doctors do, by the way. If you notice this in Western medicine, something's wrong, use it less, right? That's what they tell you. They want to put you in a wheelchair. They want to make you sicker. They want to give you a bunch of pills. But that's basically what they told me. Don't use your legs, be real careful, whatever. And as a child, I got weaker and weaker and weaker, where, if I bent down to tie my shoe, my knees would lock and I'd fall over. And it was really painful, and I'd have to pull it in and turn it and snap it out.
Yeah.
You could hear it click and like pop like that. And it hurt like hell, and then I'd have to get up again, pull myself up. And then I saw, I guess you could call it a documentary. Now, I don't remember if it was 60 Minutes or 2020 or something like this. Keep in mind, this is way back in the 80s. And they were talking about a camp for people with chronic pain. And their philosophy on it was that 90% of it's in your mind, and you'll always have that pain all your life, but do you want to control it or do you want it to control you? And they would bring people to this camp, and most of them would quit in the first week. Rule number 1, they take all your meds away, no pills. Rule number 2, they put you on a really healthy diet, mostly vegetarian diet. Rule number 3, you're going to work out every day. You're going to exercise, you're going to walk, you're going to jog, you're going to swim, you're going to do something. And most people would bottom out. They'd sit there and cry, and they showed people crying, grown men and women. Hey, this is horrible. These people are crazy. I need my painkillers. And he was like, yeah, the majority of people, they're going to quit the first week. Then the people who stick it out are the ones that it's truly on their heart. They really want to push through. And with them, it's like 100% success rate. And I thought about that. And it inspired me at the time, my little epiphany, to see if I could get over it, and I did. Now, all that, you'll never walk again, and try not to use your legs and all that garbage, and we may have to do a surgery and whatever, it went away because I started walking everywhere, started jogging, started running, started using my legs a lot, doing squats. I got stronger and stronger as a young person. And fast forward, I've been injured a lot. I've had my neck fractured, I've had my shoulder dislocated, I've had broken finger and hand bones, fractured wrists, I've had fractured ribs, I've had...
What you be doing?
Getting into a lot of trouble.
Golly.
I've had I went through this again where I actually had the surgery on my fibula because I got a spiral fracture on my fibula that was really bad. Walked into the hospital, they wanted to give me all kinds of drug tests because they said there's no way you walked in here on that leg. You just watched me do it. But they thought that I must have been high as hell because nobody can take that. Yes, they can. Does it hurt? Sure it does. But, I've learned to have a high tolerance, a high threshold with no pills. I had mentioned in the previous discussion where this comes out of that all my life I listened to people telling me, wait till you get to be my age and you'll see you're not going to be able to move around, you're not going to be able to do this and that, you're going to be on all kinds of pills. And I'm now older than everybody who ever told me that, and I'm not on pills. and I am able to move around. I'm able to do a lot. As you know, we work out a lot. We do a lot of running around. We do a lot of cardio, a lot of weightlifting, a lot of running through the woods, and whatever else we do, and I'm fine. Do I have pain? Sure. The fibula, that hurts all the time. My knees hurt all the time. But it would be a hell of a lot worse if I was using painkillers as a crutch, and if I was not using them. I mean, they really want you to not use them. Your feet hurt? Oh, you know, there's homeopathic remedies and exercises that you can do for foot pain. A lot of people have foot pain, right?
I did.
But
I had the surgery.
What's the doctor's method for dealing with it? They give you a surgery. You know, they fuse those joints together so that you can use it even less.
Yeah, because I had the foot surgery, and I didn't realize it until after the fact, where I had to go to another foot doctor, and it was like, wow, he fused your bones together, the joints, because I wasn't able to bend my toes to start with.
She's wondering what's wrong with this.
Yeah, and now I really can't bend it.
Yeah.
And you know, they still hurt, but I continue to walk, continue to do the exercise, and the days that it hurts really bad, I do a lighter workout.
Yeah.
I don't not work out. It's just like, okay, everything is really hurting today, so instead of doing a 45-minute workout, we might do a 15 or a 30-minute workout, and we might do something where you don't have to do a lot of jumping or a lot of squats, you know, something else, but you don't say, oh God, my leg hurt, my back hurt, so I'm gonna just not do anything.
I'll just lay here and I want pills.
Yeah, and because if you don't do anything, that's easy. And then tomorrow you won't do nothing, and the next day, then a week has gone by, a month has gone by, 6 months, a year has gone by, and you haven't done anything.
Yeah.
You barely walk to the post box, mailbox.
Yeah. And, you know, for foot pain, a lot of people who have foot pain, you know, a set of toe stretchers will do you wonders.
Yeah.
Those yoga toe stretchers.
That's what I started using.
Your feet hurt because even if you are an active person, walk around or whatever, you're not using the muscles in your feet. You know, people, their toes should be somewhat prehensile. You should be able to actually even pick things up and with your toes and spread them and flex them like you do with your fingers. And most people can't because they don't use them, or their shoes are too tight. You know, the size that your foot is, you should go at least a half size bigger, just for, you know, while we're on the subject, for toe mobility. You're not using your feet right. Instead of getting a surgery, instead of taking pills. And I'll tell you what, too, you know, if there ever was like a long-term grid down, you're not getting your meds.
No.
All right, you know, they've cracked down on that a lot in recent years. They love throwing meds at you, but they want to control it, and you can't really get ahead of your meds anymore. Back in the 80s or whatever, you could get an extra script and have extra in case something went wrong. You ain't doing that now.
No,
you're not doing that anymore.
And it's not just pain meds, all meds. If you're on medication
of any kind,
blood pressure, diabetes, insulin, you know, psych meds, once everything goes downhill, you're not getting that prescription. And it's going to be a lot of people. There's a lot of people on psych meds, more than you realize.
More than you realize. The epidemic that they're always talking about in the United States,
that
opioid epidemic, it's real, but it's prescription. It's not like people are selling it black market. You can't really make money on that stuff. I used to work for the JJ. Those pills are not worth much on the street. You'd have to have thousands of them. But the pharmaceutical companies, the pharmacies, the hospitals, the doctors' offices, they're the ones making the money, and they prescribe that stuff to everybody. And that's the real epidemic. They'll give it out like candy.
Yeah.
You're not getting that stuff. And so, do you have homeopathic remedies? Do you know anything about herbal medications or medicines made from plants? Are you strong and healthy? Because that's the key to it. You know, if I just sat around and gave up, the pain that I have daily anyway, it'd be 20-fold. It would just keep getting worse and keep getting worse, and that encourages me to continue to be active. If I wasn't active, I know it would hurt so much more because I've already been there as a kid even. And don't be afraid to push forward. And further confirmation came after the spiral fracture, while I was talking about it with my fibula, because I got an implant, and that's what hurts, is the stupid implant that I have in my leg, because I got like 7 inches of steel.
Oh, wow.
7 inches of steel and a bunch of bolts. But when I went into the doctor's office for the follow-up, I didn't have the boot on, because I knew I needed to get started. If I'm okay and I can move, I need to get this damn inflatable boot off and start trying to walk around. And I come into the office for the follow-up, and I'm not wearing the boot. And then he's like, "Where's your boot?" I took it off. "Who told you to took it off?" "I did." "Are you taking your painkillers?" "I threw those out after the first day." I took them the first day coming back from the surgery. Made me sick to my stomach, and I was like, I don't want this garbage. I'd rather feel the pain than feel like I'm going to puke every 2 seconds. And it was like, "Who's taking care of you, you or me?" And I said, "I am. You're not coming home with me." And then he was like, "You don't need me." And he threw his papers down and he walked out. And the physical therapist was in there, and he started laughing. He was like, "You're right. He's right. You don't need him." He was like, "You don't need him. You don't need me either." He's like, "Dude, you're fine. 80% of my job is convincing people to suck the pain up. Believe it. If you're comfortable, you keep going. If you have any problems, just give me a call." He was like, I'll work with you if you need it. It looks like you don't." Because that is the majority of his job, is trying to baby step people. "Come on, Jimmy, you can do it," like they're 2 years old and you're teaching a toddler to walk for the first time or whatever. And it shouldn't be that way, because people shouldn't be that afraid of the pain. And it's unfortunate. And I'm not picking on anybody. I don't know how you feel. I don't know what your pain threshold is. I don't know what you're going through. But I do know it could be a lot better if you had a better diet, better exercise, and if you were able to get away from your meds.
Yeah, at least try.
At least try.
At least try to cut it down, if, nothing else. At least try to not be so dependent on it, because, again, if something happened tomorrow and you can't get it, what are you going to do once they all run out, once all your pills run out?
And the system likes you to be codependent.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of how a system works, is they love telling you they want you to think for yourself and be independent and everything else. And if you're watching a channel like this, you already know that the systems are in place to make you as codependent as possible. Government, big pharma, corporations, everybody, they don't want you to be able to handle things on your own. That's why so many states are regulating rainwater now.
Yeah, of all things.
I mean, come on. You can't have water. It falls from the sky. It's ours! That's why, what was it, Illinois, Cook County, right? The chickens.
Oh, yeah.
They took away everybody's right. They made it illegal for you to own chickens. And then when people complained, they developed a regulation and started
giving out permits.
Selling permits. So basically selling you a permit to do what you were already doing, because they didn't change anything.
No.
It's ridiculous. But that's what they want, total freaking control. If you can control nothing else, control your body.
Yeah.
Do the best you can. And I just hope that's a little inspirational, having been through a lot of it myself. And I'm sure a lot of you have been through it. And again, like I said, I can't feel your pain, but do the best you can. Try to do your best. That's the most anybody can ask from you.
Anything else?
No, I guess that's about enough. So what more can I say but stay frosty, folks, and thanks for watching.